in chapter 3. This is titled The Truant's Return Home. We see that Matongini feels quite shy and they return home. Now Matongini seemingly knows and she recognizes Madhav, who is her sister Hemangini's husband. Now Matongini seems to be quite scared as she nears home. Now Konok offers to accompany her, but she tells her companion that she is quite used to the treatment her husband metes out to her, and Konok's company would make it even worse. Now, when she reaches home, Rajmohan does not speak to her. As he goes to the kitchen, she puts her pitcher down, and Rajmohan follows her and pours out the water from the pitcher on a dust heap. And when she is asked where she had been, she says that I have been to fetch water. And of course, then this conversation takes place, and Rajmohan tries to, or rather attempts to strike her. Now, Matongini, of course, starts to cry, and then Rajmohan's aunt comes and takes him away. So here we see that Matongini is married to a brute of a man who is a good for nothing person, and she is quite used to his ill treatments and beatings, as we understand from his treatment of his wife. But on this occasion she stands up to him, and she knows that she has not done any harm. Rajmohan seems to is not able to hit her, and he continues to abuse her for defying his orders. And now we learn that it is his ill treatment which accounts for the sadness on the face of Matongini. So the mystery is cleared, and we understand what is troubling Matongini. Now we meet for the first time Rajmohan. This character, as we see, is a kind of a brutish and cruel one, and he in fact is responsible for all the troubles in their house, and he does not appear to be at all a good person to us. Now in chapter 4, the history of the rise and progress of his Zamindar family, the landlords of Radhaganj, we are told they have ignoble origin because they are the descendants of a menial servant named Bankim Ghosh. And later on, of course, he rose and became a zamindar, and Bankim was very rich. He came to Radhaganj, which was his paternal abode, and he had 3 sons, Ramkanto, Ramkanai, and the 3rd son was Ramgopal. And Ramkanto's son is Mathur, whom we have already met, and Ramkanai's son is Madhav, and Ram Gopal, who was the third son, he died early and childless, and he gave his whole property to his nephew Madhav. So there is, as we learn, the matter of a will here. And Madhav and Rajmohan, they are related, since Hemangini is the sister of Matangini. And in order to help Rajmohan, Hemangini spoke to her husband Madhav, but the uncouth and uncultural Rajmohan made a great show of his hesitation and indifference in shifting to Radhaganj. And however, later on Rajmohan accepted his offer of assistance, and out of compassion for his sister-in-law, Madhav built him a comfortable home in Radhaganj and provided land with a generous allowance to him. Now, this chapter is, of course, noticeable for two things in 19th century Bengal: the rise of the servant class, evident in the progenitor of the clan, Bongshi Bodon Ghosh, and the uneasy relations between the brothers-in-law, the gentle and helpful Madhav and the brutal Rajmohan. It is against this background that the story of the novel unfolds, revealing the ill treatment of women by their husbands, as well as their inability to inherit any of the wealth in case they were childless. And that is something that comes out in this picture.